What's happening? It is late. I think it's like midnight, 1:32. I don't know. It's something late on the East Coast, but I wanted to go live. I wanted to talk about something really, really good tonight. I want to talk about the the marketing tip that'll have the biggest impact for you. The single biggest thing that you can do will have a massive impact on your business immediately. And it's based off of a conversation I was having earlier today with a couple of really great business folks, entrepreneurs, and and we were digging in. We were doing a little bit of a discovery session and talking about, okay, hey, what can they do right now, like right today, that's going to have such a massive impact on their business? And we got into it. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. I want to bring that to you. I want to take what we spoke about, I'm going to boil it down, and I'm going to apply it to you. It doesn't matter if you're a solo entrepreneur, you're a startup, you're a Fortune 100 company, it's all the same, right? So we're going to talk about that. We're going to get a little bit into the weeds and the tactics so that you can take this individual simple marketing tactic and tip that's going to change your brand, your company, your positioning forever if you actually implement it. And you can do it like in a day, 2 days. The most powerful. And nobody does this. Nobody does it because everybody overthinks marketing. Everybody's thinking it's so complex. And parts of it are. But this isn't. And this is like step one to be successful. So thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. I know it's late. I know I didn't schedule this one because my schedule is all over the place. I've got so much going on. Next week is Thanksgiving. The week after is the Think Bold conference here in New York City. Oh, I'm so excited. But I can tell you what, I just decided like a week ago, I've been thinking about doing an event for so long. And then a week ago, I go, you know what? What are we waiting for? Let's just do it. Let's do it. And everybody in my office is going like, yeah, but dude, it's the holiday, and then you got the other holidays, and then you get the New Year. This is the worst time to try to do an event. I said, perfect, let's go for it. Let's get the whole thing done in 2.5 weeks. So we're doing it, we're pulling it off, but I can tell you, man, it takes a lot of effort, but it's going to be so freaking good. It's going to be so good. And I'm just going to give you one little insight. You know, we're going to get so much deeper when we do the Think Bold event. But this is going to be one little insight that you can implement right now. So thanks everybody. Real quick, while I'm getting warmed up here, just hit me up in the comments. What is your business? And that if you own a business, work for a business, have a job, entrepreneur, whatever. Like, what's your business? What do you do? What do you do? Just like hit me up with that. I just would love. It would be really helpful if I have the context for who here. Who here's, what do you do, right? So for everybody joining right now, just one quick line, like, what do you do? So again, whether you're a business owner, entrepreneur, marketer, you're out on your own, you're an employee, just list like, dude, what's the thing you do, just so I can get some context. And then I'm gonna give you the single biggest, most impactful marketing tip that you can implement like today, tonight, tomorrow. That's just going to have the biggest impact on your brand, and big or small, does not matter. And everybody skips this. Nobody thinks about this because everybody's trying to figure out the bigger tactics instead of the stuff that really moves the needle that people pay attention to. It comes down to your brand. Marketing, crafts, restoration, antiques, design, student. Awesome. Thanks for applying, and thanks for tuning in this late. So I'll kind of list out the problem, and I'm curious if anybody, you feel that this resonates with you at all, wherever you are in your business career. You feel like you kind of have to, you know what you do, but if I ask you like, hey dude, what's the thing that you do? You're like, well, we do this and also that. And I say, okay, great. And who's your customer? Well, it's these people and these people and these people and these people. And then I say like, okay, well, like, what's the one thing you do? Well, we don't just do one thing. We do these 15 things, right? I guarantee almost every single one of you has some level of that exact same thing I'm talking about, right? Like real broad. You know you shouldn't be that broad. But you have a hard time figuring out like, well, dude, like how do I narrow? And if I narrow, aren't I going to lose business? Aren't I going to lose customers? Aren't I going to lose clients? The answer is no. Let's talk about this, right? So when I was having this discussion earlier, which brought up this topic, that's what I asked. I said, hey, like what do you give me the elevator pitch? And the answer is a good, great answer. But it was a lot of stuff, right? A lot of areas, a lot of clients, a lot of things that can be done, right? So in marketing, be like, well, we do production, we do advertising, we do digital, we do social, we do, we do Facebook Live, we do social media engagement, we do organic, we do paid. You could like go down that route, but like, okay, what do you do? Like, all right, but what are you solving? What do you do? That's a lot of stuff. Great. What do you do? The single most powerful thing that you can do for marketing, for your brand, big or small, Fortune 100, startup, doesn't matter, is figure out two things. One, who is our ideal customer? And what do they need? What's their pain point? Who is our ideal customer? Not anybody. Who's the ideal customer? And what is their biggest pain point or a couple of pain points? Number one. Number two, what's the one thing? I said one thing. What's the one thing you do that solves that pain point? What is it? That's your brand. That's all of your marketing. F everything else. Forget it. Forget everything else. But Brian, my ad agency does 15 things. I can't just say we do social media marketing. That's correct. And I'm gonna teach you how to do this. Very, very simple. Couple of very easy steps. Any of you can do it. The hardest part is putting aside your ego and just saying like, hey, I'm willing to drop off all of the other stuff that's the clutter of my brand so that people know what I really do. Because that's all that's happening. All the things that you say that you do, that you are, your specialties, your 16 different services, your 5 different products, your 20 different colors of the 10 different products, all that stuff is clutter. You're not selling anything more because you have clutter. You're actually losing customers and potential opportunities because your branding is clutter, full of clutter, right? But when you remove the clutter and you just say, here's the one thing, guess what happens? You find all the people that one thing solves the problem for, if you know who your ideal customer is and what their problem is that one thing solves. Because when you do that, you'd be amazed at how many more clients, how many more customers you have. Real fast. So before I'm gonna walk you through the steps on exactly how to break this down. Like how do you pull this out, and how do you figure out like what's your one thing in business, right, that you do, and what is the biggest pain point of your customer that one thing solves. I'm going to walk you through that really fast. But first, for anybody who doesn't know, November 27th, 2 weeks, I think exactly 14 or 15 days from now, we have the first ever Think Bold event conference here in New York City. It's going to be badass. I've got Hank Norman, media mogul. This dude, if you do not know him, he has literally built some of the biggest personal brands in the world. He's launched TV networks, Oxygen Network, he works with Grant Cardone. He works with Steve Harvey. Everybody, biggest personal brands in the world. He's launched not only in Oxygen, other networks. He's working with Barbara Walters. Everybody, he's speaking. I have Brant Pivinik. He is a award-winning producer and director, like big time. And when I say like, oh, award-winning director, producer, it makes that sound small. What Brant has accomplished. This dude is this Hollywood superstar. He has sold and produced over 100 TV shows, almost every single one of them, documentary, he's produced everything. He is one of the biggest sought-out speakers for C-suite executives. He is speaking. I have Jessie Lee Ward, or hashtag Boss Lee. She is one of the most incredible personal branding experts, social media guru. This woman, she's unfreaking believable, a powerhouse of a brand. She's built Boss Lee up. You think that, you know, my brand is good or somebody else's brand or even Grant Cardone's brand, amazing. She gets online. She goes on Facebook Live. $0 paid dollars, by the way, that she's ever put on it. She has hundreds, sometimes thousands and thousands of people every single night watching her Facebook Lives. She's built a massive, multiple $1 million per month business just out of her personal brand. She's going to be speaking. I have Steve Taylor. This dude went from former UCLA athlete to totally broke to top salesperson at a massive Fortune 500 company to doing massive sales for other big businesses, as well as HR and organizational consulting. He's coming in to talk about organizational structure, selling, how to create an economy around everything that you're selling, your pipeline. How do you actually turn that into a community to sell? And then obviously I'm going to be speaking, and then I've got some other people that I haven't announced yet. It's going to be freaking amazing. Get here November 27th. Right now, just until midnight of Wednesday, because I know it's kind of late, right? But it is Wednesday. Midnight, East Coast time, Wednesday. This is the first and last time I will do this deal. If you want an executive ticket, which is normally $267 individually, I will give you buy one, get one free on executive tickets just until midnight. So less than 24 hours now, okay? The link is in the description. Just click that link. Just put two, you'll see it when you go to click on the tickets. You'll see there's an additional one, buy one, get one free via executive level ticket. The executive level ticket gets you the whole speaking engagement, plus we have the networking event after the speaking engagement. So a couple of hours with myself, with the speakers, drinks, hors d'oeuvres, everything, like badass. Total networking event includes all of that, and you get 2 for 1, so $267 for 2 freaking amazing tickets. Guys, you're gonna get like $1 million worth of information, connections, networking. $267 for 2 executive tickets. And by the way, so that link, that's going to expire at midnight on Wednesday, is done. I will never do that deal again. We got some extra seats for executives, so I want to move them, and I want to move them fast because I know Thanksgiving is coming up next week. So you got until midnight tonight. Take advantage of that offer, and then it's gone forever, and I really mean that. Not going to do that again. So with that. So you got to come, man. You got to come. And if you don't do that, we've got general admission, a little cheaper, $140. And then we've got, you want to do the whole day? You want to do the whole day? We're doing a deep dive from 1 p.m. We're doing a VIP workshop. But that's for the players, for the real players. If you're not a real player, that's okay. Or a big brand, that's okay. But anyway, so that deal, think bold, November 27th. You got to get there. All right. So let's talk about how do you figure out. Oh, wait, I forgot. Let's do something really cool real quick. Before I do that, to get you hyped up, I got a little 20-second sizzle reel for the darn event. Let's check it out.
Cristiano, one of the top experts in the world of marketing.
2017 was the first year where people spent more time on digital than they did in traditional. This is moving at such a fast pace that even the industry that are tracking it can't even fathom how fast this is happening. So that's not pumping you up. I don't know what is. I'm telling you, this is going to be one of the best damn marketing business events, period, in our space. We're going to crush it. It's just the beginning. So we're not doing a live digital ticket. I'm sorry, Melissa. I would love to do that, but you got to get here in New York. We're not live streaming it. Maybe on the next one. Anyway, but so how do you do this? How do you figure out? All right, let's go for a couple steps. First of all, number one, figure out what's your ideal customer. Who are they? Who is your ideal customer? Think about it. Think about it. Take a step back from your business, take a step back from your position, take a step back from marketing and go, okay, like who really are our customers? And I guarantee it does not matter how complex your business is, if you can't boil it down to one customer, one type of customer that at least is about 50, 60, 70% of similar to your main customers, then you're overthinking it, okay? So think about it. Like, what's the commonalities? Like, who are they? What's their title? What's their position? How long have they been at their job? How much money do they make? Like, what size company do you do business with? If we're talking to B2B. If we're talking to B2C, like, where do they live? How much money do they make? And on and on and on. Just think about all that stuff. And I guarantee you, every single one of you, if you just think about it for 2 minutes, could say like, all right, you can make it more accurate, but in 2 minutes, I guarantee you can figure out, all right, hey, I'm gonna put a quick persona. What's the name of your customer? All right, my customer is Kevin. Kevin is a CMO. Kevin makes, a lot of money. What's Kevin's motivation? Dude, Kevin, CMO, man, he really wants to do innovative, cool stuff for marketing. Great. What's Kevin's biggest pain point? This is the key, guys. This is the key. Because most people think of pain points from their own perspective, meaning most people say, I'll use myself as an example, most agencies, most brands, companies like mine would say this. They would say, hey, my customer is Kevin the CMO, and yep, what's Kevin's biggest pain point? Oh, that his marketing his marketing agency doesn't do a great job, or that he spends too much on traditional and he needs digital, and that's what we do. Bro, that's not his pain point. His pain point is not that he needs your service. His pain point, now again, use Kevin the CMO as an example. Kevin the CMO's pain point is not that, he needs to save money on his ad agency, or his ad agency needs to be better, or he needs to do less traditional media and more social media marketing. That's not his pain point. That's something you do. That's not his pain point. That's not why he's buying. Kevin is buying. His biggest pain point is that if he does not innovate, if he is not perceived by the executives in that company that he is innovative and he is ahead of the curve, he will be behind the times. That's his biggest pain point, getting caught behind the times. He can't afford to get caught behind the times because that's when he gets fired. That's Kevin's pain point, man. Kevin is hiring an agency not for social media marketing. That might be what they do. But that's not why Kevin's hiring. Kevin is hiring, both consciously and subconsciously, an ad agency because Kevin knows he needs a company and a team that's going to help him stay ahead of the curve so that he's the smart guy, so that when he gets in those executive board meetings, he is saying, hey, here's where we're going and here's the tools and I have the company and the people behind me to take us there. And everyone goes, wow, Kevin is the dude thinking far enough ahead, we got to keep him on board. So his biggest pain point is he's not far enough ahead. He's not innovating enough. And if he doesn't, he's going to be viewed that he is behind the times, which will ultimately end up in him losing his job. So with that, let's zoom back out. So Kevin, CMO, makes a lot of money. His motivation is he wants to be a game changer. He needs to be ahead of the curve. His biggest pain point is what? His biggest pain point is that if he is not ahead of the curve, if he doesn't know what he's talking about, if he can't see around the corner and he's not ahead of the game, he will lose his job. He will not be as effective as he knows he can be. Now, if that's the case, you're not selling Kevin your service. You're selling Kevin your knowledge. and your ability to transfer that knowledge to him in a way that's going to make him look freaking smart and ahead of the game. So that's step one, is figuring out who's your ideal customer. You might have a few, but make one. Make one. Start there. It's easy. It's easy. It's easy. See how fast it was? I guarantee you can do that in 2 minutes. Ideal customer, their biggest pain point. Okay. Now, on the other side, what's the one thing that you do that solves that pain point? The one thing, not 25 things, not 2 things, not 17 things. What's the one thing that solves that pain point? Okay. And I'll use Bold Worldwide. I'll use my agency as an example. So if the pain point is not being ahead of the curve, not innovating, okay, do I have anything that solves that? Okay. Oh, our digital technology platform that gives really fantastic data and allows CMOs, just like Kevin, to see around those corners and make really smart decisions, not based on back data, but based on the future, where things are trending, where things are headed. Cool. So now I take that and I go, okay, well, what do I do? And this is not exactly what Bolt does. I'm just making an example, right? In that scenario, what do I do? Okay, well, we take digital technology and we create a platform that allows CMOs who need to stay ahead of the curve and stay in front of the times to be innovative, to do their job quickly and efficiently. Boom. Now guess what? Every Kevin on the planet goes, oh dude, that's exactly what I need. That's who I am. So let's use somebody real here as an example. Somebody give me, jump in real quick. Give me an example of, what is your business? Let me scroll up here. Yeah, you're welcome, Trent. Let me scroll up here, but punch in like what do you do? What do you sell, right? And then let's use somebody who wants to actually be used as a real example here. So tell me what you do if you want to be used as a real example, and I'll break it down because it's easier if I give somebody else's example because I'm kind of like paraphrasing, not exactly what I do, and it's easy. Promo affiliate agency, okay, Aaron, that's cool. We might use you. Let's see who else we got here. Who else wants to be used as an example in this? All right, Aaron, let's use you. Let's use you. Graphic design. So Aaron, and I don't think I can manufacturer of recovery equipment and a restaurant. All right, cool. Let's for right now, I'm gonna come back to a couple of these. I'll try to go real fast. So Aaron, your business promo affiliate agency. What's your number one customer? Give me an example of. And actually, you know what? Everybody can play along. Here, let's do this. Aaron, I'll use you as the first example, but everybody can do this. So just give me a few bullet points. Number one, what do you sell? Okay. Number two, who's your main target customer? And just give me a few. And I know, like, obviously it'd be more detailed and more granular, but for right now, just keep it kind of broad, just a few bullet points, right? So, the example would be like, okay, I'm an ad agency. We do digital marketing. My main customer is Kevin, the CMO. And what is his biggest pain point? It's X, right? Give me that information, and then I'm gonna give you guys. I'm gonna do a couple of live examples here, and it's hard when it's just doing this over type. Obviously, if I was doing this live, like we could have a conversation. We could dig in a little bit deeper. But give me that. So Aaron, I'll start with you. Just give me, but everybody can play along, and I'll try to do a few of these. Just give me, what do you do? What do you sell? What's your main service? Who's your main customer? What's their biggest pain point? And if you can, then also add in, hey, like what's the one thing that you think you do that solves the biggest pain point? we're going to learn a couple things by you guys typing that up here. Just real quick, just type it up, and I'll fire through one or two of these, because it's just so important to understand that when you can align your customer's biggest pain point with one thing that you do really well, and you can talk about that in a way that's very crystal clear, guess what? There's your marketing. That is the basis for everything. That's the basis for what's on your website. That's the basis for what's on your business card. That's the basis for your one-sentence elevator pitch. And guess what? Then anybody you talk to, they're like, oh, what do you do? Oh, I do this for these people to solve this problem. That's it. That's what we're trying to boil this down to, guys. Is very, very simple. You want to come away with, when somebody asks you, hey, what do you do? Your answer should have this cadence. Oh, I do this thing for this type of person who has this problem, and when I do that, this is their new outcome. That's it. That's it. Dude, that's magic, and most businesses don't do that. Okay, I'm going to check out Aaron. Aaron, we sell Outscore affiliate agencies. So they give us a batch of promo codes, give it to all our affiliates, influencers that can recruit new users. We get paid per user. Main customer is on-demand tech services like Uber. Okay. And then our customers are usually the marketing department. Never thought about focusing on selling on pinpoints rather than service. Okay, so Aaron, so in your case, we're selling Outscore affiliate agencies, give us a batch of promo codes, affiliates, influencers, recruit new users. Okay, so you're selling, got it. So you're promoting, you're an affiliate promoter. You are connecting tech platforms or tech services to these promoters, these affiliates, and you're kind of in the middle and you're coordinating that. I get it. Marketing department. Okay. So cool. All right, so Aaron, here's my guess, and you can tell me if I'm wrong here. My guess would be that you're typically selling this with like, hey, I'll use Uber as an example. Hey, Uber, you work with us. We give you these affiliate codes. You do X, Y, Z in your back end, and you're gonna, be able to make your customers so much happier. You're gonna get more users to your platform because you're gonna be in our network, and you're gonna make some money on it. So like, let's do a deal. Is that right? Is that like the long and short of it? Does that sound about right? Am I somewhat accurate here? And again, I know this isn't going to be perfect because we're not talking or texting, but does that seem at least like relatively ballpark what we're talking about here? I'm just reading these other comments real fast. Yep. Okay. Great. Yeah. Exact. Simply pays for the result. Perfect. So here's the thing. Aaron, what's their biggest problem? What are those platforms' biggest problem that this solves? What is that? Think about it. Give me that answer. Like, what's their problem? Because you're selling an opportunity, which is great, but like an opportunity that solves a problem is powerful, game changing. So what's their biggest problem that aligns with the solution that you're coming to the table with? Think about that for a second, because I can't completely answer that for you without more detail. So think about that. And as Aaron's typing here, this is what you want to understand, right? Because right now Aaron's selling the service. Aaron is selling the product. The product is, hey, we're going to connect you in our network with all these affiliates, these codes, back end, blah blah blah. You might make some money. Okay, that's cool. You're still selling me a product. All right, Aaron. It has been over the years for them to get new users. They can keep growth, but making me think since they're now bigger. Okay, so you're trying to help them get. They may need more than that. Yeah. So look, like again, you're still on the front end of it. You're still on the transactional end. You're saying like, hey, I get you more customers. Okay, great. But like, what's their biggest problem? Is Uber's biggest problem that they don't have enough customers? Maybe that's the biggest pain point, right? Or maybe Or maybe I'm just using Uber as the example, or maybe it's retention. Okay, like, dude, retention's a big problem for us. Everybody's going to Lyft. I don't know. What's their biggest problem? And the only way that you can actually find this out is by talking to your customers. Talk to your current customers, the ones you already sold, right? And just actually have a conversation. Go, like, dude, like, what's your biggest problem? What keeps you up at night? What is the problem? Because Aaron, when you figure that out and you go, oh my God, I've just been selling this opportunity for the Ubers of the world to make a few more bucks, to make a little vig on top of, scale for their network because they have the distribution for these users, they get some more users, and everybody wins. You're just selling the product. That's a commodity. Aaron, I'm just reading your comment. Like you said, my knowledge, all the influencers and stuff. Yes, retention, never thought of that. That could be huge. Right, I'm just giving you examples. But like, you have to dig. You need to go and talk to all of the guys you've already sold, the girls you've already sold. Go and find out. Like, ask them, dude, what's the problem? What's the biggest thing that keeps them up at night? Figure that out, okay? And I'm just gonna give you the example. Like, dude, retention is actually a bigger issue than getting me a couple extra bucks, And if that's the case, then you need to figure out, how does your network, how does your affiliate program help with retention? And I'm going to give you a real raw example because I know very, very little here. So I may not get your specific instance exactly right, but hopefully this is a good example that everyone can take away from. So if you now find out that, hey, you know what? I was just selling a product before. I was just saying to Uber, hey guys, you can make more money if you use my affiliate program. That's great, but what's the motivation for Uber or anyone else to buy from you? Unless you make it so freaking easy, which maybe you do. But regardless, how, but what's going to motivate me? Because think about this, and everyone forgets this, because you think about it from your perspective of like, dude, this is the best thing since sliced bread. Their perspective, the buyer, is going, dude, this is the 50th person who's called me today trying to sell me something that's going to make me money. So if you're just giving people an opportunity, get in line. Doesn't mean you can't sell, but get in freaking line. Now, let's say, for example, that retention is actually a massive thing that they have meetings about all day, that keeps people up at night, that, man, if they can solve their retention problem, dude, they'd be happy. They would just be the happiest damn company in the entire world. Okay, and again, that might not be it, but let's pretend retention is their biggest problem. And let's also just pretend you said it was the marketing department. So let's say it's the VP of marketing. And their biggest problem is retention, but dig a level deeper, okay? Because you're still surface level. Oh, retention's a problem. What happens when retention's a problem? What this VP of marketing, what is on his mind if retention continues to get worse? What happens for this person and the company? That's the actual problem that you're trying to solve, okay? And so when you figure out in this example that I'm giving you, that I'm making up, that retention for the company is a big problem, and the buyer, this VP, they view this as, I am inadequate because I was hired to bring in more customers, and more customers are churning out the back end because my retention sucks. And if I don't figure this out, dude, I'm an idiot. I'm going to lose my job. I don't know what I'm doing. I feel very unconfident. So now what are you selling? Dude, you are selling the confidence to this VP that your product helps with retention and will make this person look better, feel better, and get more sleep at night because they know that they've finally found a solution to the problem that's been keeping them awake. So, imagine that. Imagine your sale is now like, hey. I'm like, hey, Aaron, what do you do? Before you said, I'm going to read it. Before, Aaron, you said, we sell an outscore affiliate agency so they can give us a batch of promo codes that we give to our affiliates and influencers that can recruit new users, and we get paid per new user. Our main customers are on-demand tech services like Uber, Lyft, Postmates, DoorDash, etc. Okay, cool. Again, this is an example. You're going to have to do your homework, right? It is off the cuff, and it's been a long day, so I apologize. It's not the most polished example. But instead of that long-winded, like, do we do this and then this happens and this happens, this is how we make money, how they make money, and these are the brands of clients that we work with, what if you said this? Dude, we help brands get new users and increase retention through an affiliate network for tech companies that are losing sleep because they need to continue to grow, but if they don't fix their retention problem, it'll never happen. Again, not my most polished work, but you get the difference, dude. We sell what? We sell this. We are solving this problem for who? For tech companies that need to grow, but their biggest problem that keeps them up at night is retention. And through our affiliate network, we solve that problem simply, quickly, and allows our customers to get sleep at night so that we can make sure that their brand keeps growing. Dude, I'm sold. I'm freaking sold, man. Is anybody from Uber here on the feed? It's like they're gonna be buying. Look, but you get what I'm saying? Do you see that slight difference there? And again, that might not be the exact example. Let me do one more for somebody else here. Let me just scroll up here. Sorry, I'm just looking. There's a lot of comments here. I'm just trying to just unbury them here. Give me 1 second. Okay, James Curry, are you still on this feed, dude? Because I want to use you. You said super heavy competitive market. We supply decorative landscape rocks to major home and commercial developments, as well as big box Depot and Lowe's, Railroad Nation, and the newest mining operation in the Western U.S. Oh, dude, this is heavy stuff, man. Let's clean yours up. Let's do this for you if you're still here. So James, if you're still in here, let me know. And if not, I'm still going to use you as an example. So I'm going to read this one more time for everybody, okay? So James said, when I asked him, what do you guys? So super heavy competitive market. First of all, you're starting off with a negative. Never do that. But super heavy, being honest, though, I appreciate that. Super heavy competitive market. We supply decorative landscape rocks to major home commercial. Okay, so you're selling major, like I'm guessing, again, I'm reading 3 sentences and trying to understand your entire business model. But you're selling Matt, here you go. Okay, I have a multi-million-dollar purchase order that would save my client close to $1 million on product. They will purchase over the year regardless. Can't get them to close. Okay, oh dude, perfect. Let's do this, man. Let's help you close this freaking deal. Okay. So James, in this case that you're talking about, so just let me know, because again, I know I'm kind of paraphrasing, I'm bulldozing this a little bit. I don't need all the details, but generally, just so I understand, right? You have, whether a big home build or there's a whole new development coming into town, or Home Depot, or some huge commercial project comes in, and the big landscape stuff. So that cool boulder in the front and all this other big, huge, heavy landscaping stuff where you got to bring in huge trucks and probably really, you're moving material and product across the country and all that kind of stuff. Is that about right? Just in a real top level perspective, what you sell? Thank you, Troy. I love your energy. Hey, I'm gonna pass out after this. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. All right, good. Yes. So, James, that's about right. So let's do this. Okay. So it's very clear. So you sell big, heavy, natural material and other products for landscaping, big projects. This isn't this isn't somebody goes to Home Depot and gets their little flower bed. This is big, huge installation stuff. Okay, cool. So James, you said I have a multi-million-dollar purchase offer that would save the client close to $1 million on product. Can't get them to close. So James, this buyer that you're trying to close right now, you have this purchase order for, this buyer, dude, what's their biggest problem? What's their biggest problem? Because while you're typing that up, just to explain to everybody else too, give us some context. Because I can tell you right now, their biggest problem isn't where do the rocks come from. Their biggest problem might not even be saving $1 million. Think about this. Think about this. And again, this might not be the case, but think about this because we get caught up in what we think the problem is. You think the problem is, dude, I'm going to save them $1 million. And what are they? Thick-headed, stupid, they crazy? That's not a big deal. I'm going to save them $1 million freaking dollars. Guess what? Again, remember, get in line because that's the thing on the top of your head, but get into their brain. On the other side, when you're not there all day, when they're doing their jobs, are they going, man, how do I save $1 million on this project? What if they're under budget by $50 million and you don't know that? What if they're under budget by $50 million? So $1 million to them, they don't give a shit because they're $1 million under budget. And they're like, dude, I don't even need to worry about it because, dude, we're getting such a big payday. We're going to do 5 more jobs out of this because we're so efficient on this job. So you're trying to tell them, dude, I'm going to save you money. And they don't even care because, bro, you don't even know that's not a problem for them right now. Not saying that's the case, but what if it is? Because you're making an assumption that that's their biggest problem. What if their biggest problem is speed? What if their biggest problem is, dude, we're going to save $50 million on this project, but we got to close it out in 3 weeks. If we can close it out in 3 weeks, dude, we're going to save all this money and we're going to go do this other thing. What if speed is their biggest problem? Because then if they don't keep this $50 million bucks. And if that's the biggest problem, guess what? How do you change your sale? Now you change your sale to, hey guys, now you're not like, dude, I'm gonna save you $1 million. Now you're like, listen, I understand that like you guys need to get this project done fast so you can save your money. That's what I do. What we do is we bring all of the major products we bring all of the major landscaping product, again, like, you know, wordsmith is better than I can. All the major landscaping products for major construction projects that need to move fast. And we do that by, and you know, give them a reason. I don't know the tactics behind how you do that. We do that because we have one of the biggest networks across the country, and we can move product 10 times faster than our competitors, which allows you to complete your projects faster, save money, and move on to the next bigger thing. Again, that might not be the problem. It might not be speed. But if that, I'm just giving an example. If it is, here's how you figure that out. In storage, right? Yes, in storage, right? So like, dude, maybe storage costs. I don't know. But here's the thing. You got to go ask those questions. Go figure that out. That buyer, especially since you said you got a deal, I would imagine there's some good money on the line for you on that one if it could save them $1 million, right? Dude, go and figure out like whether, I don't know your relationship. Can you go take them for coffee? Is it just a phone call? Is it a text message? Like a carrier pigeon? Is it like talking to an assistant? I don't know. However you would get some questions asked, do go ask about the project. And not like, hey man, what can I do to close this deal? No, like, dude, what's going on? Like, what's keeping you up at night? Like, where's your mind at, man? Like, what are you guys excited about? What's the, blah, 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 blah. Like, what's this going to look like if it's a success for you? What are you guys most scared of? What do you see the biggest opportunity at? You'll get it. Between those questions, man, you'll get it. And all of a sudden you find out, oh shit, dude, they're worried about speed and they're worried about, storage or whatever. Cool. Change your pitch. Now, we've gotten into like a job specific pitch, which I think is exactly the same thing here, but zoom back out and now do that with all of your customers. And what's the common theme? You might find that the common theme is actually always storage and speed. Well, great. Now your one-liner, your website, your pitch, your value prop is that. Sell that. So stop selling the product, stop selling the rocks, and sell the outcome that they need because the outcome is completely 180 degrees away from their biggest pain point. Do you see the difference? Do you see the difference? Like it's very subtle, but dude, it's the biggest change. That is like it's sales, it's marketing, it's branding all in one. And look how fast you can kind of go through this. So like just understand your customer, understand their biggest pain point, and then what's the thing that you do to solve it? And remember, their pain point isn't that they need landscaping material. Their pain point is what? They need speed. They need time. They need storage. They're afraid, oh, dude, he's going to save us all this money, but it's going to sit on our property and we can't. I don't know. What's the biggest problem? What are you really solving for? Dude, that's it. That's how you get down to people. Everybody looks at like, oh man, I wish I could be that really great company like an Apple where I have the one tagline that everyone always says. And it doesn't need to be fluffy, man. By the way, get rid of all the fluff. Like, because everyone wants to be like, oh, I just want to just do it like Nike. Dude, that works for Nike. It's not going to work for you. It's not going to work for me. Like, just say what it is. Again, those are the points. What do I do for who that solves what problem and what's the outcome because I do those things? That's it. Nice. Oh, dude, it's a NASDAQ job. That's awesome. Index. Very, very cool. Well, listen, guys, I appreciate it. Hopefully, was this helpful? Was this helpful? Do I need to kind of explain any of this a little differently at all? I mean, I think this is pretty good. Again, I'm just trying to give you the one thing that you guys can implement like right now, immediately. Yeah. Okay. Good. Good. I just want to make sure this is valuable. Well, awesome. Listen, remember, like, dude, it's these things that change the game for everybody. The change is the game for you and for your business and for your future and for your outcome. And dude, that's what we're going to be talking about at Think Bold. That's why I've got Hank Norman. That's why I've got Brant. That's why I've got Jesse. That's why I've got Steve. That's why I'm speaking. So I really, if you guys can make it, if you're in New York, you can travel up. Even if you just make the general admission ticket, that's awesome. If two of you want to get together right now and say like, hey, until midnight tonight on Wednesday, you can split. You can get two executive level tickets, which includes all the networking and drinks and everything after. Maybe two of you partner up. You don't know each other. Say, hey, let's split a ticket. Then it's only 130 something bucks each. That's a killer deal, man. Like, hopefully, I mean, do you guys think I gave you more than 130 bucks worth of advice tonight? Imagine that for hours plus all these other speakers plus the networking, So, and by the way, just so you guys know, I'm not even like, dude, this thing isn't priced for me to make money off of this event. I'm going to be super transparent. I'm not trying to make money off of this event. Like, events are complex. There's a lot of people, a lot of things, venue, on and on and on. Like, this shit's to cover costs, right? Like, I'm doing the event for two reasons. One, because I want to prove that I can do an event like this, and I want to do a bigger one next year. So this is it, right? Like, that's number one. And number two is I get, like, everyone from entrepreneurs to Fortune 100 companies are going to be there. And the Fortune 100, the Fortune 1000, the Fortune 500s are our clients, our prospects. And I want to get them in a room so we can have these discussions deeper. Like, it's my biz dev. So, like, that's it. Like, just so you guys know. So, like, this isn't some, like, I'm trying to, like, grab dollars from you guys. Like, that's not the case. Like, it's just what it costs to put it on. So, like, that's why these costs are super low. So take advantage. Again, if you want to executive tickets, I think it's a killer deal. It's a 2-for-1 just until midnight. The link in this description. It's the only way to get there. If you go to the main site, you won't see it, that deal. And again, like, if it's two you guys in here, two girls in here, and you say like, hey, like, let's partner up, let's split this, figure it out. You guys can split the ticket. Like, that's totally cool. You can put a little note in. It's super easy. Anyway, I really think, like, this is just a taste of, like, the kind of stuff we're going to talk about at Think Bold. And either way, if you can't make it, that's cool. But, like, really, I think this is going to be game-changing for you. This is just, like, scratching the surface of the kind of stuff we're going to talk about. And this is just me for, half hour here. So I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for your time. And go out, be bold, think bold. And remember, just zoom out. Think about, like, this one thing. How do I know my customer? What's their biggest problem? What's the thing that I do that solves their biggest problem? It will change your business. I guarantee you. You do that this week, you're going to make money for it. All right, guys. Thank you so much, and appreciate you. Get some sleep. It's late here on the East Coast.